In this clip, we're going to be working through how to rig up a basic threadline outfit for lure casting. Regardless of the size and type of threadline outfit you have, the startup sequence is the same. Here's a checklist. Make sure you have a full spool, that the bail is open, then feed the line through the guides, and check everything is okay. That was simple, I know, but you'd be surprised how many people get at least one of those wrong. Your rod and reel combination should be chosen depending on the types of water that you're going to fish, and more so the species that you're likely to encounter. There are hundreds of different combinations to choose from, and the best place to start looking is at your local tackle shop. The things you'll need to know before you walk through the door of the tackle store are a general overview of the places you think you might like to fish, and a few species of fish that you might like to catch. But don't worry if you don't have all the answers. Good tackle store staff will always help. You see, when you first start fishing, all you should ever want to do is just catch a fish. Any fish of any size will do. You need to start somewhere, and starting small is always a good idea. Small fish are easier to land than big fish, and generally more numerous, making for a lot more action and a lot more fun. There's plenty of time for all of that, and you've got to crawl before you can walk. The outfit we're setting up today is a 2 to 4 kilo Berkeley Emotion rod matched with a Revo size 20 reel and 4-pound fire line. One of the most important things we need to do is tie a leader onto our braid. Let's do that now. Go to the YouTube address in the comments bar below to see how the double uni knot is tied. Now it's time to choose a lure. Look at the water around you, and hopefully you have polarized sunglasses on. These will really help. Is the water deep? Is it moving with the tide or with a flow from a river? Is it shallow and weedy? All these things will help determine what type of lure to put on. Let's start with the soft bait. Now, a soft bait rig consists of two different things, a jig head and a soft bait. Soft bait material comes in two different formats, PVC and biodegradable. Both have their advantages and disadvantages, but both of them are excellent. We'll start by tying the jig head on with a uni knot, and then followed by putting the soft bait on. Rigging soft baits is easy with a little bit of practice. First thing that you need to do is mark where the hook point's going to come out. That's how we want the jig head to sit in the soft bait, so our out point is here. So just get the hook point, make a little incision. That'll give you an out point. Then stab the hook point straight down the face of the soft bait. Between the thumb and the forefinger, make sure it's going right in the middle of the soft bait. Come out that point that we marked, push it up over the keepers, and your soft bait is ready to fish. And hard baits would seem a little bit easier to use. All you need to do is tie them on, with a uni knot of course. Once you've got your gear set to cast, look for good fish holding water. Don't just cast anywhere. Good fish holding water is not open water with no structure. Look for places that fish can hide or places that they might find food. Fishing this shallow lake edge today, I'm running a shallow diving lure. That's important. Now, a nice retrieve that you can use with this shallow diving lure is to cast it out, click the bail arm over, and then start your retrieve nice and like a medium pace retrieve. And then every 3 or 4 turns of the handle, just flick the rod tip once. And that'll impart a certain amount of urgency to the lure, and that's how you'll get your bites. And a good retrieve to do with the soft bait is to cast it out, keeping in mind that soft baits will always sink, they never float. So as it's sinking down through the water column, you need to start the retrieve where you think the retrieve should start. And all I'm going to do is wind up the slack and hop, hop, hop the rod tip. Wind the slack up, give it a couple of seconds to sink, retouch the bottom if you will, and then hop, 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 wind up 2 or 3 turns of slack, let the soft bait retouch the bottom, hop, 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 and do that all the way back to shore. Well, I hope you enjoyed this basic look into rod and reel setup and put some of the information to good use. My name's Adam Royter, and enjoy your fishing.